Hi all, welcome to Cyber Warfare Labs AWS Cloud Red Team course. In this module, we will discuss about how we can take advantage of EC2 instance services to create a persistence inside AWS environment. So you can see here how we can take advantage of EC2 instance to creating a backdooring inside the AWS environment. So in the future uses, we can access those backdoor to access the AWS services. So you can see here in this diagram, suppose there is one EC2 instance which is running here. So we have EC2 instance which is running here, and on top of that we have SSH server. So basically SSH server is used to connect EC2 instance from anywhere in the world. So you can see here we have application server which is running there, or there is lot more way you can get the initial access. In this case you can find out that there is a application which is also running in EC2 server, and attacker exploit the vulnerability and get the initial access. To getting the initial access, suppose there's a different ways. If attacker compromised SSH key to get the initial access, or there's different way to getting the initial access. But somehow you suppose we are using assume breached methodology. That means somehow if attacker get a initial access on this EC2 instance, but this access is not persistent. That means maybe it will be destroyed within 1 day, within 2 days, or when someone notice that this thing is happened, so they can this connection will be dropped. So how the attackers or how the red teamers can create a persistency there or a backdooring, so it will be used for a future purpose or maybe for further red teaming activities. So there is a one scenario to creating a backdoor is AMI. So AMI basically used to create the EC2 instance if attackers compromise the environment, and they can add the backdooring inside the AMI. So that means if those AMI which is used in the future purpose for creating the EC2 instance, or the command or the backdoor which we embedded in those AMI will be executed at those times. So that means you can have the persistency, and when any of AMI is used to convert a EC2 instance or used to launch a EC2 instance. So that means when it's launched, your embedded code will be executed that time. So this is the first thing you can create the persistency using the EC2 services. Second services is, suppose if there is SSH is running there and you creating a backdoor by adding your own SSH key. This is the case is important because what happen if you have you found the RC and you get the initial access. RC will not be the reverse shell or bind shell will not be a long-term solution. So it will be you disconnected there. But so what is the best option is? The best option is you can create your own SSH key, and you can add it in their authorized key to your public key, so that you can use your private key for a future purpose, and it will be exist for a long time until or unless if somebody's not removed your key explicitly from the server. So in this scenario we are also discussing here. So you can see here, first attacker got the initial access. Okay, so you can see here attacker got the initial access by exploiting web application or any other vulnerability. Second thing, what they did, the attacker generate a SSH key pair, a new SSH key pair, or red teamer or attacker generate. So when you generate that key pair, there is two type of, one is private key. This is a private key, and there is one more, it's a public key. So it will generate two type of key. Now to creating a backdoor using adding the SSH key, attacker add their public key to their authorized key directory of SSH server of EC2 instance, and now they can access their private key. They can use their private key to access the EC2 instance. So this is how they can create the backdoor, and they added their public key to their authorized key files it will be, it will be exist there. The backdoor will be exist there until or unless if somebody administrator doesn't remove this thing from those particular files. So that means this is the best method to creating the backdoor. And first one is that we already discussed, creating a backdoor inside the AMIs. So you can change the AMI, add your reverse shell backdooring there. So one EC2 instance is launched, that will be, you will get your backdoor will be executed that time when EC2 instance is run. So these are the methods you can create the persistence using, exploiting EC2 instance or EC2 services in AWS. So let's discuss how we can create these scenarios in practically manners. So suppose we are using assume breach methodology and we found that we got the reverse shell of EC2 instance. So you can see here I'm running as a EC2 user. So you get the initial access on the one of the instance. Now how you can create? So I'm using a new terminal here. I'm creating a key. So you can see here the first thing we did, we got the initial access. Second thing what we are going to do, we are going to generate a key pair of SSH. So here I'm going to generate a SSH key gen. It will generate a key pair. So let's go, let's mention the name here, demo key. No passwords. It will generate the key here. So you can move to this directory, home, like SSH. That's it. Let's see. So you can see here, okay, this key will be there. This key, so you should not specify this one. So this is your demo key. So it will create a two key. One is demo key, other one is demo key .pub. So this is the private key and this is the public key. So it will create a two key. When you generate the SSH, it's generated pairs. One is public key and other one is private key. Now how we can use the public key to adding the backdoor in the the server. So you can see here, I just copy this one. Let's see the content of this public key. So this is the content of this public key. Let's copy this one. Let's copy full one. Perfect. Let's copy this one. You can see here this is attacker's local machine and this is the shell where we have the reverse shell or initial access on the EC2 instance. So let's move to the SSH directory. So each and every users, you have to keep in mind that in operating systems like in Linux, we can create a backdoor on the user level or as well as the root level. So suppose if you don't have a rights on the root, you can add this backdoor in the user level. So you can see here I'm adding the backdoor. So who am I? I'm the EC2 users. Let's see what is my current directory. I'm there in the home directory of EC2 user and this is the default directory. It will be there. Let's check how many files are there. So you can see there is 2 files, authorized key. Here you have to specify the public key of attacker or if a red teamers if you want to have a persistence access. So let's copy this one. Let's add our key here. Or you can copy this one or you can use this. So you can see there is by default one key is there which is default key. When you create an instance, when you attach one key, this is the key which is public key which is already attached to you. Let's copy the code which we created. You can see another key is also added there, and this is our backdooring key because we only know the private and a key of this file. So we added our public key to authorized key directory of the server where EC2 instance is running. And you have to keep in mind that whatever user you added this key, you have those user rights. You have to specify the username of those users. So suppose I added the key at the EC2 users profile. Now let's copy this one, save this one, that's it. So that's it, you added the backdoor in EC2 instance. Now what next? So first command, what we did, we got the initial access, we generated the key, we added our key to this server. Now what next? Now let's check if we have a rights to access these machines. Let's copy this one. Let's change the mode to this file. So key demo. So there is two files. One is demo key, which is a private file, and another one is demo key.pub. So pub, we took the content, we added with their authorized key files. Let's change these permissions. Let's SSH it to the server I demo key, and user, you have to specify the same user which profile you added the key. So I added the key into EC2 user profile. So you can check it here. When we checking the present working directory, you can see here I'm the currently in the home directory of these users. And I added the users directories. So you have to specify this one. Now you have to specify the IP address. So IP address of this one, this is the EC2 instance which I'm running, and this is the instance which I'm running. This is the IP address of this instance. Let's copy this IP address from here. Let's paste it here. Let's see, can we access it? Yeah, exactly. So I use the key which is newly generated, which is a backdooring key, to access the EC2 instance. So this is how you can create the persistence access. So that, or we can say backdooring inside the EC2 instance. So it will be, helpful us for performing a further red team operation, or maybe in future activities which we are going to do, and which is really safe, because until or unless anybody does not remove this one, we will have the full access on this instance. So you can create the backdooring on the user level, or you can create it on the root level. So this is how you can create the persistence access. So these are the command. You have to first get the sorry, this is the command. You have to generate the key. You have to add your own public key to the users directory in this file, and again you have to use this key, private key, to access this machine. So this is how you can perform the persistency if you are using a SSH key as a persistent method on EC2 instance. So this is all about this video. Thank you so much for watching this video.